What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback Couture here with Producer Grind. Today I'm going to show you how to use the master presets in Reason. So I have one for Reason 10, one for Reason 11, and the one for Reason 11 you can also use in the Reason Rack plugin. So I'll show you how to set it up in a different DAW as well. So I'm in the Reason Master Presets folder, and there's two options, one for 10 and one for 11, as I said. So I am in Reason 11, but this Reason 10 preset will work in Reason 10 and below. Obviously also Reason 11 because it has the same rack extensions. Now this is what it looks like. The basic M-class racks. So it has a stereo imager, an equalizer, and a compressor, and then a maximizer. I'm going to actually play this beat without any of this on it. Just bypass, and then I'll let you hear the difference. Now you see it made it louder immediately. The only thing you would have to attenuate or adjust in this is the loudness, the final loudness. So it's going to be dependent on how loud your mix is. So that in addition to, how loud you want it in general. So I'm actually going to bring down the output gain here. So this is before, after. Alright, and then we can go ahead and drag in Reason 11. Now this one's going to have the new SSL racks that were broken up into racks. So same concept, EQ, a compressor, and instead of a maximizer we're using the master bus compressor. So this is before. After. And this one does have the ability to turn up the output volume, the makeup volume of the master. So all of the knobs and the buttons all are connected to something inside of the patch. So Reason 10 and then Reason 11. So you see we got the low end volume, high end volume, soft clip, max volume, turning the monos low. The reason you want the low frequencies, turning the low frequencies mono is because if they're stereo and it's put in and you play that sound or that song or whatever in a mono stereo system, you play that song in a mono speaker, then it can cause phasing issues and cancel the sound out altogether. So I make sure my bass frequencies are mono. Also have the EQ going. You can bring up the high end of the EQ. We got this cut 30 Hertz button, so that controls that. Just, explore it and you'll see what everything does. Soft clip, that's going to turn soft clip on and off on the maximizer. The limiter you can bypass completely if you don't want to limit it. And then of course we have the input volume, input gain, and the output gain. They're connected. Now, because Reason doesn't have a rack with a ceiling, so to speak, like a maximizer or limiter that lets you set the ceiling, I recommend finding like a free plugin, or if you have one already, put that at the end of the chain. Don't limit anything. Just put a ceiling at the end so you make sure you're not clipping. Alright, I'm now in Ableton. I got a different style track in here, but it's going to work the same. Gonna go ahead, take Ozone 9 off, and let's go ahead and drop in our Reason 11 preset. Now before we do that, of course, we have to open the Reason Rack. So if you're in a different DAW, whatever supports VST3, if it supports that, you'll be able to use the Reason Rack in it. As you probably know, gonna grab the Reason Rack plugin effect and put it on the master channel. Alright, and now all I have to do is I can either drag the preset on to here, or I can navigate to it from the desktop. So it'll be in this folder, or I can just drag it in. I can use either one, Reason 10 or Reason 11, but since it's the rack and I have access to all of the 11 plugins, I'll do that instead. And right here you see it's a combinator, as it's the same as the master in Reason, just without the same face. So if you want to bypass it, just bring this up, off, on, bypass. So this is without it. And with it on, you see it added some more punch and it boosted up the high end, so definitely gave our track a nice feel. So if we want it louder, we just increase this makeup gain. And once again, Reason doesn't have a built-in effect with a limiter or a ceiling on it. It has a limiter, a ceiling on it, so that we don't clip. So just add the basic limiter from Ableton at the end and you'll be set to go so that it doesn't clip. So it's all Couture, Kickback, and Cookup. We help the producers get to business.